So here we go. If you want to hear it, ask me after. I'll tell you. Oh, thank you. Careful of that, because the last time I clicked through all the slides, at that point I could no longer make fun of the boomers in the congregation as I joined you in technology and aptitude. So hopefully I don't click through all the slides here before we actually go through them. But Russ was not able to be here this morning, and so it was going to be a rock, paper, scissors competition between Austin and myself, and I don't see him in the audience, so I guess by default it's me, so you're stuck with me. Enjoy. We met yesterday, the council did, and went through and hashed out the things we needed to hash out. Some of the big takeaways or some of the big things to watch here is the upcoming year, the council, some new faces on that, and then also the budget. So we'll go through everything, but those are kind of the big things that we'll reconvene in a few weeks here, and you guys will have a chance to vote on those things. So without further ado, here as it currently stands is our 2024 church council. All the names up there, and so I'll leave that up for just a second. If you have any questions after the meeting, seek one of us out, whether here at church. Pastor is always available as well too, so seek him out, whether afterwards, send him an email, give him a call or something like that if you have any questions about anything whatsoever. The agenda for today, and if anyone in the audience has any questions throughout the course of this, please do raise your hand, shout it out, or any members of the council, if I'm missing anything, if you want to chime in, feel free to interrupt. We are always doing lots of stuff for outreach that, every month we're doing something different. That we had trunk or treat not that long ago. It was a little less chaotic than some years. I think just the whole trunk or treat thing is a lot of churches are doing that. I know there was one family that told me this was their fourth that day, that they had been to 3 prior to this one. So we still got good numbers. Still, it's, community members coming in. So this is a great outreach program that they're here. They're getting candy, hot dogs, and pastors able to meet with them, talk to them. So it's a great thing for our church, and lots of candy was given out, lots of smiles. The food pantry, I'm sure you see that every week as you come in here. The volume of food that goes out into the community is just mind-blowing to me, of how many families that we are able to serve. And with that, meet and greet them, and they're able to scan QR codes. I know there's some that listen on YouTube or watch on YouTube and, put it in their native language and are able to get the word. So they're not just giving them nourishment for their body, but for their spirit as well. This is a great opportunity to serve the community. You can see the numbers up there. And I know it's been plugged numerous times just how cheap we are able to get the food that we get, partnering up with Second Harvest and grocery stores in the community that help us out as well too. So it is mind-blowing just the amount of the pounds of food that we are able to help the community members out with. Last night was movie night, and this has become a tradition here too. You can see there that we've got other ones coming up. Again, families coming in, a free night to entertain the family and enjoy some treats and watch a good movie. Coming up here, Thanksgiving is just around the corner. As always, we have a Thanksgiving Eve service, so make note of that. And if you're able to be here in person, great. If not, if you don't want to drive at night or whatever, it's always online as well, too. The ladies are going to, once again, do the candlelight luncheon. I heard great things about that. If you were here last week, Pastor talked about that. See the ladies involved with that if you have any questions. I believe there's sign-up sheets in the hallway. I'm getting a nod yes, so if you are able to commit to be there, sign up for that. Christmas for kids, that's always a good activity too. Gives us an opportunity to reach out once again to the community. Maybe kids that don't know the Christmas story that they get to hear it, or maybe that's the one time a year they get to hear it. So they're coming in, and mark your calendar for that if you'd like to help out with that, or if you know a child or have a child that you'd like to bring in to be a part of that. Christmas Eve worship, December 25th, 5:30 p.m. And then, as we've done for many years now, in January, we have our chili or soup or whatever warm dish you want to bring, cook-off. That's always a good time. The church always smells wonderful that Sunday, so make plans for that as well, too. And even if you're not great at making soup or chili, there's always leftovers, so don't be shy. Bring a friend. I'll leave this up for a second, and Pastor's always great about getting this out in the bulletin, in the emails. You'll see these dates a lot of times, but if you want to make a mental note, snap a picture, whatever, there it is. Moving forward, as you can see, again, a lot of stuff that we're doing at least monthly here. Some of these things we've had long-standing traditions of doing these, so again, I'll leave that up for just a second, but as those days approach, you'll be getting a lot more information about them. Please do, in any capacity that you can help out, showing up, helping out, or whatever you can do, be a part of those. Volunteers needed for that to make all these things possible, that there's a lot of different things that you can do, whether you can physically be here or other opportunities as well too. So if you have some talent that we're unfamiliar with, please reach out. Please let Pastor know if there's something that you see. Hey, have you thought about this? Could we try that? Reach out. We're always happy to have people help out in any capacity that they are skilled in. Bible study, always Bible studies going on, the ones before church, after church, that there's ones going on during the week, as Pastor mentioned, Zoom, so if you can't get here in person, if you're traveling, whatever the situation may be, as long as you have internet connection, you have an opportunity to serve, or opportunity to get involved there. The one that he mentioned before on Wednesdays in the morning, if that fits into your schedule. The ladies continue to meet every other Wednesday at 7 p.m., so if you have any questions about that, talk to Linda. She can tell you more about it, or any of the other ladies here that attend that. Again, in the morning, they are going through The Chosen Season 4. That's before the service. And, of course, after worship, Pastor has a captive audience, and so we are now switching into Christmas in 2 weeks, starting to get into that, looking at some of those traditions. Other opportunities, if you're not already on Pastor's email listserv, get on there that he sends out devotions. There's other opportunities, podcasts, archives. You can go online to see that as well, too, if you miss them or just want to see them a second time. Youth, already mark your calendars if you have kids for the upcoming Camp Kiro. That will be in the end of July once again. It'll be the same place and those ages. So if you have kids or know of some kids that would like to do that, it's a great time. I hear they have good food there. I cook. No, lots of good stuff. It's a great opportunity for these kids to meet other kids throughout the Eastern Seaboard that from different states that show up and build relationships and encourage each other and just get to have that fellowship with kids of their age from all over. Sunday school, thank you to all the teachers involved in that is going well. Again, thank you so much for doing that. We do have several kids going through the confirmation process with Pastor as well too. Property looks amazing. Pete is just constantly doing things to make this place shine and just always looking for things. What can I do to improve? So between Pete and Ed, it's amazing the stuff that gets done here. And, sometimes just what am I going to see next when I show up? What have they fixed now, or what are they in the process of doing? So these guys do a great job. Of course, there's some bigger ticket items, too, that long-term we're planning on and saving towards. So, as much as the little things are getting maintained and fixed and attention given to, there's some other things too that we're looking to, the parking lot, eventually the roof and things like that, longer term planning that we're budgeting for as well too. Here's the balance in that fund, our year to date. And then the elder report. Lots of opportunities if you can't physically make it here, or if you have people that you want to share the word with, lots of opportunities for them to receive it too if they can't physically get here. And it's kind of staggering, the hours, the views that Pastor's getting through all these different social media outlets. And he is up to date with, using all the ones that reach different generations. Whereas, the older generation more with Facebook, the younger generation with TikTok, he's hitting all of them with these and getting a lot of views. Talk to him about that sometime. Not a typo. You can see the thousands, the hundreds of thousands of views that he is getting and the hours through all that. So this is a wide-spreading reach. It's not just, I assume, not just people that can't make it one Sunday, but it's people that aren't here on a regular basis that are seeing and hearing the word as well too. You can see our average in-person worship is ticking up as we go towards the bottom there with 2024. And you can see, too, that Pastor keeps track of how many views and minutes online worship, too. So beyond the people just physically here in the seats with us, that there are lots of other people out in the world that are getting that message as well, too. Membership, you can see that too is trending upward, which is a great sign. And now to the 2025. The top one there, the chairman, pastor, has talked to someone, and that individual was considering the needs, the time commitments, the obligations, if he was able to serve in that capacity. So before he gave a yes, he wanted to think through it, make sure that he was able to step into the role and completely fulfill it. And so he's waiting on an answer back from that individual. And if that one does not work out, he's got a few other people in mind too. So we do have a blank there, but that hopefully in the near future, pastor can let us know that who will serve in that capacity, assuming that all these people are voted onto the 2025 church council. So you can see the names up there. If you have anyone, Tom does a great job with this as church elder, reaching out to people that maybe aren't as mobile, can't get out, or whatever their situation may be, whether permanent or temporary. So if there's anyone that we are overlooking, someone that needs a phone call, encouragement, anything like that, please do let Pastor or Tom know that they are very actively engaging in people that may not be able to get here on a regular basis. Financial report. Through October 31st, we've got income and expenses. And the proposed budget. And if I got my clicker right here, we can kind of click through. I don't know if that helps put things in perspective as we get kind of towards the end of the year here. There wasn't a whole lot of change. That it was fairly easy to do this, that we assumed kind of a flat as far as expenses for the next year and kept givings at a pretty stable rate as well too, which is how we came to these numbers here. As always, things are fluid, things change, and if things change to a large degree, that these are things that we as the council can address. I will say that we watch how money is spent and are conservative with our spending and doing what we need to do. So this is our proposed budget, and as I said, in a couple weeks we'll reconvene and you guys will have the opportunity to vote on that. But please, if there are any questions about this, comments, concerns, anything like that, either here or now, or approach any of the members later on or pastor himself too. But this is what we're proposing, and again, not all that different from last year's budget. Pastor.
Not toward the budget, but just to share that in September we had 1,800 people come through our food pantry. And in October, we had 1,400, and that's just because there were 5 Sundays in September. And there were only 4 in October, so that was the drop-off. But that's remarkable. Second Harvest has even lowered the price to 0 on all the food because of the stress on all the food networks since the hurricane. A lot of the people from that area have left because a lot of the places won't have water until summer. And so they're just displacing. It's awful. Not all the high countries like that, but the places that are hit hard, they're just uninhabitable if you don't have water. So some people are hanging on, but a lot of people are. There's just a lot of stress on all of the agencies, including ours, and so that's part of why there's been an uptick. So, and I know some families have directly gone and helped, which is awesome. I know that the Myers kind of opened the door and found a way to get up there, which is incredible. You can talk to Brian if you want to go help, but. So, I just want to say that.
Where we stand currently, you can see our checking and our savings. This is our current balance. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the end. Are there any questions or concerns, comments, anything like that? If not, thank you so much. And if you rather talk to someone individually as opposed to shouting something out now, like I said, seek out any of the members of council or pastor or shoot them an email, text in the coming days and weeks. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful week.